Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. Today we're going to be sprouting and soaking 4 different types of nuts and seeds. And the cashews, from what I've read, cannot be sprouted, but the other 3 can. And we're going to do this to try and release some of the enzymes in it, get rid of the enzyme inhibitors, and just make them in general more gut friendly. You may have seen in the previous video where I made the soaked peanut butter, and all I did with those was soak them. I didn't take them to sprouting, and I found that it gave me some digestive troubles, so I am going to go ahead and sprout the ones that I can, and just to try and break them down a little bit further and get the nutrients and everything in them more easily digestible. When you're sprouting, it's going to be a little bit different than when you're soaking. You only want to fill the jars about 1/3 of the way full instead of half the way full. And with these ones, the 2 of them, the seeds, are good to go. And then with these ones, I need to split them into like 2 jars. I just had them like this so they look pretty in the jars. So I'm going to go ahead and split these into 2 jars and cover them with double the amount of clean water. And for about every 4 cups of nuts or seeds, you want to put about a tablespoon of salt in them. I'm not going to forget them this time. So we have all of our jars filled with the nuts and the water. Next, we're going to go ahead and add salt to them. You want to make sure when you're using this method that you use raw, like unpasteurized nuts. I don't believe it'll work with anything that has been like pasteurized, and definitely won't work with anything that's been roasted or salted or treated in any kind of way. So you need to go ahead and get the raw ones. Organic definitely is best. And yeah, that's about it. So now we're gonna add the salt, and I'm gonna do about half of a tablespoon in each jar. A little more for the bigger ones. And from what I've seen in the research and things that I've done, ancient civilizations and stuff used to use sea salt, or not sea salt, but seawater to break down all of this stuff. So yeah, the salt, something with enzymes and things and whatnot, and that's about all you do. So now I'm just going to cover them with the lids. Shake them up. Get the salt. We're trying to get the salt dissolved in the water. Alright, so we got the salt all dissolved in here. The cashews, from what I read in the Nourishing Traditions cookbook, you want to be extra careful with. You want to do them only for about 6 hours soaking. If you go any longer, they can develop a weird texture and an off taste and get kind of slimy. So I'm going to be careful to check this one. It's almost 1 now. So in about 6 hours, we're going to go ahead and drain this off and put them directly into the dehydrator. With these, you just want to leave them, and just all they're doing is absorbing water and the salt water right now, so you don't have to do a whole lot. That's it. It's been about 5 hours, so now I'm going to go ahead. It looks like these have absorbed as much of the water as they're going to. So we're going to go ahead and shake it up first. So we're going to go ahead and drain this water out. And then we're going to rinse it a couple of times. That's all there is to it. Now, we're just going to dump these on the dehydrator sheets. going to spread them out and give them some air. There we go. Okay, so that's it for the cashews. And now we're just going to put those onto the dehydrator at 105 degrees until they're totally dry. I'll let you know how long these take. So next on the list, we're going to go ahead and start the actual sprouting process on the sunflower seeds. I don't have a regular mouth screen, so we're just going to make do here. I don't really know how to tell if these are done. Are they mushy? Yeah, I don't think these are soft enough. So I'm going to go ahead and refill the water on these. We're going to add more salt. Give it a good shake. And on to the pumpkin seeds. Yeah, I think these need more time as well. Now for the almonds. These ones get like really cloudy in the liquid. So the almonds, I'm going to go ahead and change the water out again before bedtime tonight. And I think the pumpkin seeds and the sunflower seeds, I'm just going, next time I go to change the water on the almonds, I'm going to go ahead and set those ones up to actually start the sprouting process. I'm sure they'll be done by this evening. So we'll see you then. So it's just about bedtime, and now we're going to go ahead and rinse and drain off the pumpkin seeds and the sunflower seeds. Same thing we did earlier. And almonds. I'll show you the almonds here. You can see, well, I think my movement over here kind of got rid of them. But they get kind of this just cloud around them. The almonds, we're just going to go ahead and fill right back up again. And these ones we're going to leave until morning. And these ones, I only have 2 of these screen tops. For the other 2, I just have these cloth. That's just from juicing. And we're going to rubber band them. So that they can still breathe. And can get in them. So with these, as you can see, you kind of want to just get them like this, and with the front here, if it's mesh, then it will be it'll offer much more airflow. So we're just going to leave these, and we're going to have them, you want to get them flat, in the jar, and then kind of leave them at an angle. So any water that might be in there can drain out. See, like that. So it just won't get all soggy and moldy and nasty. And then about every 8 hours, we're going to go ahead and just rinse them off like we just did, and leave them again until they'll start to, you'll see little sprouts on them, and that's, they're done, because then they're sprouted. So I'm going to go ahead and just get all these situated just right, and I'll bring you back in the morning. It's been a little over 2 days since I put the pumpkin seeds, the sunflower seeds, and the almonds to soak and to sprout. And I guess I was looking for something different than what it would actually become. I was kind of expecting them to grow like little sprouts and things, like actual sprouts. And it had been a couple of days, and so I was just wondering, what in the world, why aren't these growing sprouts? It's been forever, and everybody says it's supposed to be so quick. So I went online and did a little more specific research into what they're supposed to actually look like, and I achieved those in like the first day. So these are definitely been sitting longer than they need to, and the sunflower seeds actually turn kind of brown. I mean, they're not like black or anything, but they're definitely brown. So it's past the time. So we're going to go ahead and just rinse these out. So after a little while of soaking, I thought that the almonds were feeling pretty dry. So I put them in a little bit more water and just tried to do it that way. But they've also sprouted. It's just not what I thought it would be. I'll show you. Okay, let me find a couple good examples to show you. They're all stuck. Okay. So you can see it's just got that little white tip. That's all you're going for. And same thing here with the almonds. You're just looking for this little white tip. And the sunflower seeds, it's just going to have this little like bump on it. They're not going to grow these giant, magnificent sprouts that I thought they would. I just figured they'd be a little more obvious, and they're not. Like with, I've done some sprouting of einkorn berries, and those ones are pretty obvious, like you can tell. But these ones are just different. So we are going to take these, drain off a little more water, and then we're just going to put them on the dehydrator, and I'm going to set them to 105 degrees and go for as long as they need to go for. And you want to make sure that you're using the little mesh insert with them so they don't fall through. And just kind of put it on the tray. I'm going to aim for 2 trays for each of these. They're kind of slimy. Well, not slimy, but they're wet seeds, so they want to stick to your hands. So with the almonds, I want to get these without the covers on them if I can. And what do you know? So I'm just going to peel every one of these. So without the peel, you can see it much better. Let's see if you guys can. You can see this little tip right here. That's the sprout. And you can leave the peels on if you really want to. I just, I did last time I made it, and I preferred the flavor of it without the peel on it. And it's just better digestive. It's better for your digestive system. So I'm gonna do it. Take me maybe 10 minutes. You kind of just hold it with your hand and then you push it with your thumb. And then it just pops right out when it's wet. It doesn't do this when it's dry. That's why you gotta do it now. Ooh, that one went flying. That took way more than 10 minutes. But whatever. So now I'm just gonna rinse this off. So I went ahead as I was doing this and I picked out all the little ones that had little spots or holes or, had a little brown or black spot. Well, there was no black spots, but little brown spots or just things that looked kind of funny. All right, so I'm going to put these on the dehydrator, all of these, and they're going to go at 105, and I'm going to start checking them in the morning, and I'll let you know how long those took. All right, so we're back with most of the cashews. I might have eaten a few. So all I'm going to do with these, because I don't anticipate them to last very long, I'm just going to put them in a jar. And I cooked these, or I didn't cook these, I dehydrated these at 105. I ended up doing them for probably about 36 hours, which was totally unnecessary. Kind of just depends on how crunchy you want them. I would say they were dry after between the 12 and 18 hours, I would say. But I just let them keep going to see what would happen. And they did get a little bit crunchier with time. One cashew is done. And delicious. Alright, so all of the nuts and seeds have dried. Most of the almonds split apart, but they're still pretty tasty. And all of these kind of stuck together. These are the sunflower seeds. They're pretty brown and weird looking. They still taste like sunflowers. Seeds, I mean. They still taste like sunflower seeds. But I'm definitely going to try these ones again next weekend. And same with the sunflower seeds. They all kind of stick together. So I'm just going to take these, put them in jars, and I'll probably roast them with some oil, maybe some salt, and see how they taste after that. But as is, plain, they're pretty good. They're just plain pumpkin seeds.